Hello, hello, hello. Guess what day and time it is? It's Let's Talk Thursdays with Momma Rhodes. And boy, do we have some interesting things to talk about today. So, what I'm playing in the background is some jazz music. Instrumental, of course. So I'm going to turn that down so we can just dive right into it. Yes, ma'am, we are. But first, let's get the housekeeping things out the way. And when I say housekeeping, y'all know what that is. Who is Momma Rhodes? Yes. So let's find out who is this woman in front of me right now. Well, I'm Momma Rhodes, Shannon Rhodes, but got the name Momma Rhodes because I'm going to speak the truth. I'm the voice of reason. I'm going to be there. I'm your best friend, your friend. I'm a mother. I'm a wife. And just have tons of advice from years of experience. Now, I'm not going to tell y'all how many years that is because, you know, a lady don't tell her age. Oh, no. But for those that know, let's say over half a century. So that is a lot of lifetime knowledge. And let's see who we have in the room. Hey, Trollin. Hey, Jamie. Welcome to Let's Talk Thursdays, because we gonna just got some good things ahead. And if you can, like my page. I'm on Facebook, of course. That's kind of obvious. And I'm also on Instagram. And then there's this new one called YouTube. So if you want, go on YouTube and subscribe. For those that do not, you know, for whatever's going on in this country, and you just sick because your friends done lost their mind on Facebook, so you done exiled yourself from Facebook. I have a lot of people who have done that, so that's why I went on YouTube. So this video will be uploaded into YouTube. And if you subscribe, it'll give you a notification that Momma Rose had a Let's Talk About Thursday. And maybe some other things that Momma Rose got on her mind. So that's that. I think we done got all the housekeeping out the way. I would like to share some good news. For those that do not know, I have I'm about to be a Gigi for the first time. And I am just so excited. Well, I got news that she will be here real soon. And if she don't come on her own, then that means they're probably going to induce. So we're really excited about that. So I'm just elated. I could actually turn some cartwheels. And I'm going to ask y'all to pray for Momma Rhodes because this has been a struggle for me. I know we were going to talk about healing these wounds, but this a wound. Because my first grandbaby, I always dreamed of being in that room with a boy, girl, whoever she is. And then this COVID-19 came and told me that I can't do that. It was the hardest thing to accept. But I swallowed my pride and I accepted it. And I said, you know what, God, I guess you know what's best. But I got some good news today. So y'all do like this. She said that I might be able to BF in there. Because now they're going to increase it from one person, which will be her husband. And that's fine with me because daddy should be off in there. I might be the number 2. Oh, so y'all, I need y'all to really, really pray really, really hard for this to come to fruition. Because I don't ask for much, but I am asking to be there for the side of my first grandbaby to come, Amaya. So she can see her Gigi. The first time she see her daddy, of course. And she got to see me. her biggest cheerleader in the whole wide world. But anyway, I'm sorry, I digress, but that was just so exciting to me, so fulfilling. So keep her and Mama in prayer, because I know she's scared. And for those that do not know, because y'all probably going, well, what's the problem? You will see her when she get out the hospital. Well, I'm in Texas, and Amaya and her family are in California. So y'all do the math. I'll give you some time, let that soak in. But okay, same says first. So for those that have not seen the last 2 episodes, we have been dealing with peeling off this bandage. And I'm just going to give y'all a brief synopsis of what that means. We get hurt, and this ain't just a physical wound. This is an emotional wound. And these hurts might have started when you was a small child. And then you go on to teenage years. And y'all know teenage years. You come out of those teenage years, child, you got about 100 wounds coming out of teenage high school years. Then there's college, and then there's life. So you got all these wounds up in your body that you really haven't dealt with, and you put a bandage on, because you're going to say, that ain't going to hurt me. Oh, that didn't bother me. And you just slap that bandage on. Well, what happens is that some way or another, if that wound is not healed properly, it's going to infect. And how it infects your mind, your spirit, and eventually your body. So the first step that we talked about was peeling off that Band-Aid. And once we peel back that Band-Aid, it exposes that wound. Some people wounds are deep, not very attractive, some yicky, some need some antiseptic, some even might need some surgery. But yet and still, you gotta pull off that bandage in order to expose the wound. And when we got the wound exposed last time, mine was called rejection. And I hinted that my rejection started from kindergarten when these so-called girls wanted to bully me. And they stated that this ringleader, it's always one, and everybody else don't have a mind, so they sheep. And she said that she didn't like me. So then they all just stood behind her and they wanted to isolate me and want to make me feel bad and hurt. So how I dealt with that internally, I swallowed it. And then I said, well, you know what? Nobody ever gonna hurt me again. So, I don't care. I sit over here and play by myself. And then eventually, because that pain is still there, anything in a relationship come, I want to cut them off for the fear that they'll hurt me. Or I have this big wall up where nobody really can get close. Then you become this mysterious person. Then you sit back and wonder why I really don't have no friends and maybe people really don't like me. That might not be your story. They're just mine. So I'm not talking about nobody else on this live. I'm talking about Momma Rhodes, her story. So recently, I've been taking some therapy and also reading my Bible, and I have been getting closer with the Lord. And while reading that Bible, let me tell you how God works. He reveals yourself. And that means that you're going to expose those wounds because he wants you to come to him with those wounds and ask for healing, because only the blood gonna be able to heal some of them wounds. Now that's just what Momma Rhodes did. Now I went to him with my burdens and exposed my wounds and asked for healing. And what that entails is fighting with your own demons, and I'm talking about the demons that be in here. And with prayer, meditation, And all that is what led me to come forth with Convo with Momma Rhodes. Now, y'all have to think about this. If I have a fear of rejection, then why is she sitting on this live talking to y'all? Because I could be rejected at any time. There are people come and say, oh, why she doing that? All that kind of stuff. Or got their opinions. Well, I ain't doing this for them. I'm doing this for the good Lord, who has then told me that I have to tell my story. Because everybody have a story, ma'am. Some choose to keep it silent because you're embarrassed. But you don't know, sometimes that embarrassment will help somebody else that's struggling. And so many of us are struggling. And silencing it, because I am a helper or a problem solver by nature. That's what I am. So, my favorite verse is Philippians 4:13, which says, I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. Not man, not the TV, not my husband, my kids, not even my pastor, who I love to death. It's going to be God, Christ. And that's what all I have to go by. So, how do we heal this wound after you done exposed it? I'm going to give y'all 8 helpful tips to heal that. So, 1, recognize you have to take baby steps. Because this ain't going to heal overnight. You ain't going to just sit down there and say, oh, it's all healed. It could take years. It depends on how long you had the wound. You done had the wound for years. Come on now. Or if you done had it for centuries, it just ain't going to just pop up and say, oh, well, I did the exercises. I did what people told me to do, but she's still looking at me funny. Oh, child, how many years y'all been fighting? Or how many years you been holding that baggage? Or had that wound open? It's probably going to take double or the same amount of time to heal that wound. Depends on how old it is. So be careful. And here's the other thing. Keep in mind that it's going to be painful and uncomfortable. So that's why you have to allow yourself some grace. Take those baby steps. Because it's going to hurt. Same thing after you had surgery. I don't know how many of y'all done had surgery, but I had a C-section. And when I woke up after that epidural and all that other drugs that they gave me wore off, that was the most painful thing when my body awoke. I was shook it, and I literally thought I was going to die. Well, that's exactly how healing these wounds going to feel. But instead of physical, it's going to be a mental. Number 2, it does not need to heal completely to improve your life. You're going to see little subtle changes just because you're changing. And then people going to be saying, I don't like her no more because she different. Yeah, she is different. Oh yeah, I am different. Because I'm tired of negative Nancy sitting over there. To everything that happens, negative Nancy got something to say. So I have to cut negative Nancy out because she keep tapping on this wound that just won't heal because negative Nancy just keep pricking it. So I have to tell negative Nancy, oh, I can't hang out with you no more because you're not healed. You're not good for my health. So just keep that in mind. It does not need to heal completely to see a difference. Number 3, be patient and consistent. Once again, going back, allow yourself grace. So to be patient and consistent means whatever you doing to heal this wound, you got to keep doing it. Don't give up just because you see a little improvement and say, oh, well, you know what? I'm healed by the blood. No, you're not. You got this is a continuation that you're going to have to keep doing till the day you die. Now, I'm not talking about nobody on this live. I'm not. Who I am talking about is my life. Yeah, I'm sharing my story. And I know y'all got your own stories. That's up to y'all. You keep to yourself, between you and the good Lord. But I'm just doing what the good Lord told me to do. So that tells my story. So be patient and consistent. And that means for me to focus on the word and kind of like what's been going on these past 2 weeks, you know, politically, in this political environment. We ain't gonna talk about that because that's for another day. But I had to pull that away and immerse myself into the good, because I know there's good out there. There's way more good in this world than bad, and the media just don't want us to see that. But that's a whole nother life that we just ain't gonna touch on right now. So I just had to stay with my positive thinking friends and in prayer. And that's what got me through it. And I'm gonna continue on doing that till these wounds fully heal. That's if they ever fully heal. Number 4, set realistic expectations to prevent setbacks. Yeah. Like you got in your mind that, you know, I'm healed, and I walk out there and put myself out there and I say, I'm going to ask my friend if they want to go out to lunch. And my friend say no. Well, guess what? She's saying no to that time, y'all. She just said no. She ain't saying no, she don't like me. But I'm in my fields and my wounds ain't healed, and I'm sitting up there taking this personally. When a good Christian woman should go, well, girl, what's wrong? Why you don't want to go out? Because y'all don't know what's going on in your friend's life. Your friend could be sitting over there suffering from depression and pain like y'all ain't never had. But you sitting up there because you have unresolved issues in your own head due to rejection. Now, I'm not talking about y'all. Remember, I'm talking about me. And then you feeling some kind of way when that ain't even the story. That ain't the story at all. She might be going through something, and she just right now can't go out to lunch with you. Yeah, but that's my personal story. So I have to set realistic expectations that not everybody who's going to sit and reject me, it's my own personal opinion. It's not me personally. She's not saying no to me. She's saying no to herself because she probably going through something, so she has to say no. All right. What number we on? Number 5. View setbacks as improvements instead of failures. Lord. Oh, how many of us have a setback and we just say, oh, I give up, you done threw in the towel, and then you done flew off the course of your training or your therapy or whatever. You just done blew it all because you had one minor setback. And then you start looking at yourself, talking about, see, I knew it. I'm going to stay on that story about my friend. Yeah, I knew she didn't like me. So you know what? Forget her. That ain't how Christ wants us to be. Last time I checked, he tell us to love each other. Oh, I don't know what happened. It said something about due to my video connection that it got broken up. So y'all still there? Let me know. Okay. All right. So I don't know what happened. Did I freeze up? Because it told me I just went black and it said due to poor video connection. Oh, don't get me started on Verizon. I mean, who's this? Who we with? Xfinity. Yeah. And much money you pay for cable, I expect a better connection. But you know what? See, I can't let that fail stop me. Because it was right in the middle of setback. See, that was temporary setback for Momma Rhodes. Yeah, temporary setback. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So that was number 6. View setbacks as improvements instead of failures. Number 7, prioritize self-care and self-compassion. Have compassion for yourself, boo. Yeah. You gotta love yourself first before you can start loving on anybody else. Love here. You gotta look in the mirror and say, oh, you know what? I am worthy. I am worthy of everything that I have and will get. Even if you fail, just pick yourself back up and then you come on with it. So you want to prioritize self-care. And when you get overwhelmed, and these for new mamas, old mamas, everybody getting on your nerve, take some time out for you. Boo. Yeah. Because the wounds, telling you, got to nurture them. You got to take care of them. And you kind of fragile. So you have to do self-care and have self-compassion. Because it's okay to cry. It's okay to be angry. It's okay. I don't know who said that you can't cry. It's part of nature. You know what? Even Jesus wept. So I don't know who said that you can't cry. Girl, cry your tears. Shed your tears, girl. And last but not least, number 8. Be willing. Now repeat for the people in the back. You know, people hard of hearing. Be willing to process those feelings that cause the wound. Let me say that again. Be willing, because that's the first part. Be willing to process those feelings that cause the wound. That's the hardest thing to do. I'm telling you. Especially if it's that wound was caused by a loved one that you close to. That's a tough one. But you can do it, girl. You can. It's going to take a while to do it. Ain't going to happen overnight. Take baby steps if needed. And how we do that? Baby steps. And then note that you don't have to be completely healed to have life improvement, to see a difference. Be patient and consistent with whatever it is that you're doing. Set realistic expectations to prevent setbacks. And if you do have a setback, girl, it ain't a failure. That's number 5. And prioritize self-care and self-compassion. And number 8, be willing to process those feelings that caused the wound in the first place. That's how we move forward. Because I'm telling y'all, that's why I'm here today. Now, why is all this important? Why did I go over this whole thing about wounds and emotional wounds? This whole series? I tell y'all why. I've been in management for over 20 years. And management just is about coaching and encouraging and uplifting people to get them to the next level. And each time that each one of my employees that I saw, I had to see in them what they couldn't see in themselves. The reason why they couldn't see it in themselves was because they hadn't healed from the wounds. Because God gives each of us gifts, might be different from everybody else. You got your own gift that He gave you. He made all of us individual creatures. And everybody has a gift. Everybody. So if you're looking forward to, I want this management position, or I'm looking for my husband, or I want to have kids, or whatever your next level that you're trying to attain, got to heal them wounds. Got to. in order to move to the next level. Because when we move to that next level, child, ain't nobody can stop you. Nobody can set you back because you healed. Yeah. You changed. And you're going to change for the good. So, if y'all want to schedule anything with me or you want to just talk, go to my website, www.convowithmommarhodes.com, and give out a free consultation. And if money is a factor, it ain't about the money. It's about you, okay? So, signing off. I love y'all to pieces. Or maybe I shouldn't say pieces. I love y'all to wholeness. Y'all have a good weekend. And I'll see y'all next Thursday. Okay?